Welcome back to the Halftime Report. I'm Seema Modi. Time for ETF Edge. Earnings season is ramping up with 12 Dow components reporting this week, including industrial heavyweights Caterpillar, 3M, and United Tech. Joining me now for a deeper dive, Dave Nadig, who runs ETF.com, and John Davi, founder and CIO at Astoria Portfolio Advisors. Great to see you both. Dave, the industrials really tied to the China growth story. How should investors play it?
Well, I think you have to think about industrials as being the canary in the coal mine for really all of next year. It's one of the only portions of the S&P 500 where we're expecting positive earnings this season, and the rest of the S&P is really weighed pretty heavily down. So I think you need to be looking at the space. I'm not sure whether I'd be chasing. If you were going to chase, I'd look at maybe something a little more thematic like aerospace and defense stocks like XAR would be my choice there. Equal weighted, spreads those bets out, and probably looking at a pretty good earnings quarter. Interesting.
John, from a valuation perspective, do industrials look attractive? You have a name like Caterpillar trading now at 11 times earnings, which is relatively low relatively cheap for a name like Caterpillar.
Yeah, I agree it's cheap. I think it's cheap for a reason. So when I look at a lot of the macroeconomic indicators, ISM's rolling over, OECD, leading economic indicators have rolled over. Inventories are starting to build up. So, I just think that on a return per unit of risk basis, I prefer other sectors more so than industrials. So we're still very defensively positioned at Astoria Portfolio Advisors. Until those indicators stabilize, I'd avoid industrials.
Ideas of what would happen for the industrial space if a trade deal does come together between the United States and China?
Yeah, I mean, certainly I think there's a lot of hope that that's going to be more of a buoy for earnings coming forward. So I think you have to take the picture of what do earnings look like over the next week or two, and a trade deal. If both of those things come out positive, I think it's a great play to be.
Dave and John, thank you for joining me today.